Hello, 69 days ago I wrote this. Dear Daniel, from your spouse. You don't work and make money. You don't cut the grass. You never help me when I need you, like to take my dad to the airport, etc. You want me to give you sex? I am so angry at you, Daniel. And then this is what I think my spouse would say to me. And this is what I say to her. Spouse, 1, you didn't let me participate in naming my son. You were 8 months pregnant. And I said, please, sit down so we can talk about what we're going to name the baby. But she was so angry that she said, his name is blah. And she walked away. And before that, she had been so angry that I couldn't even sit down with her. 2, you didn't listen to me about the $100,000. Hello, Snowball, my good friend. Oh, he's going that way. I told my daughter about the $100,000, and she said, where in the world did you guys get so much money? And I told her, well, your mother bought a condo in Miami, and it went up $100,000 in profit. She actually got a check for $101,000. But then she plucked it all, she put it all here into this house, and moving expenses. And my mistakes, I rented a truck that was too small because I didn't plan on her bringing her aloe plant and other things that I would have donated. She wanted me to bring those things. But she didn't listen to me about the $100,000. And, well, I had plans. I was not going to work after those $100,000. 3, you refused to ask for food stamps, spouse. This is my telling the spouse, when I had 2 jobs. Now she has 1 job, she's exhausted, and they cut the food stamps. I mean, completely cut it. She doesn't have it. But now she's pretty, what's the word? Worried? Scared? And I don't worry about it because, 1, she's a lunch lady. She brings food every day that they're going to throw away. What else? My mother says she's going to move out. That's fine if she does. God will somehow provide for us. Even I will probably start working if it's necessary. I don't work now because I have many mental ideas, and she stops me. Some of them are simple. A cat door. No. You've never built a cat door. You're not a cat door expert. All right. How about a skylight? Never. You're going to make another hole in the roof? No. I didn't make any holes. You're going to make a hole in the roof? No. So she says no. She's negative most of the time. So 4, spouse, you stay angry for weeks and you refuse to negotiate with me. She won't negotiate. So I said, okay, go to work then. 5, you shoot down my dreams like I wanted a composting toilet. For the dog, for myself. No. She wants to spend water. I mean, I've read articles where in the future the wars will probably be about water. 6, spouse, you don't let me homeschool my kids. They are changing though. The kids are seeing things, and they're seeing things my way now. Like we've had discussions, and they tell me about how many of their classmates have access to guns. And for safety reasons, no, I don't want my kids in a public school where they can get shot by somebody. I've heard there's one place in the United States, I believe, where the teachers are actually, some of them are concealed carrying legally. I think it's an option they have in that state. That I wouldn't mind. But then again, I don't want somebody else educating my kids. Alright, so all of these teachers, how do we know they're good? All of these classmates, how do we know they're good? Alright, there's nobody good according to the Bible definition. Only God is good. Jesus said that. Jesus said, why do you call me good? Now imagine Jesus, the #1 guy. He says, why do you call me good? Only God is good. But in my terms of good, if you don't bother me, then you're a good guy. All right, so the spouse won't let me homeschool. 7, you turned my daughter against me. Now, for 7 years, that's been that way. Just about as long as I've been in this house, the daughter just became, well, I'm blunt, and that's why they call me bipolar, because I don't hold my words. She used to be an asshole. She used to be. But now, this daughter, she became my disciple number 2, as far as in Tai Chi Chuan. And all of this on her own, because when I used to chase her, come on, practice with me. She used to say no. Now she comes to me and she says, all right, well, I still go get her, but all I say is, are you going to practice with me? And then she says no or yes. But now she doesn't like complain, like if I've touched her in the nose, I've touched her on the cheek when I go to punch her, right? She doesn't go like one of these, "Way, you hit me!" None of that garbage thing, you know. I said, gosh, this is sparring. I mean, and I don't touch hard, I go boom, bah, boom, you know, barely. And now she understands that I'm not hurting her. All right, 8. Spouse, you refuse to buy cashews. All right, why did the daughter change? She saw a boy grabbed the girl by the hair and threw the girl to the floor. So now my daughter says, hey, I don't want that to happen to me. You see, this daughter, she doesn't listen. Well, now she's listening, but she lost 7 years. She says, I can still defeat my brother. I said, only because he's younger. And actually, outside, she won't be able to defeat him. He's too fast. But inside the house, of course, she'll catch him. But then again, how many young men or little ones like my son, how many of those are going to attack a bigger girl, you know? All right, and by the time he's 15, she's not going to be any match for him. I mean, he does pull-ups, all right? He does like 2. All right. 8. You refused to buy cashews for my mother's spouse. And my mother was going to the airport. And you, at that time, you got 400 to 500 in food stamps. And you do have the money to buy garbage juices full of sugar, sodas with sugar, so my kids will become diabetic. 9. You refused to let me put my brother's photos from Honduras in your living room, because I have photos of my brothers. When I find them, I have them somewhere. These photos, they show people that are living in poverty. All right. I got a photo, a portrait photo. I mean, standing from foot to toe of one of his sons. And this guy, if I was complaining of being hungry at 160 pounds, this guy appears to be 100 pounds, and he's probably as big as I am, as tall as I am. I mean, these guys are hungry. There's a glassed look in his eye. He's hungry. My brothers in Honduras are hungry. I know they don't have shoes sometimes. I remember them. All right, 10, spouse, you give me horrible sex by not moving, and then you made me beg for it all these years. 11, you don't go to the park with me. 12, you never let me have a room until after I got Baker acted. I was a gypsy in this house, sleeping always in horrible conditions. 13, no electricity, no air conditioning, things like that. 13. You threw my things and destroyed some of them. Yet the police come and they say, well, you don't get Baker acted for that. Alright, 14. You went to the gun training class with me, but then you refused to learn to touch it, shoot it, and learn from the instructor. Woman, will you not protect your own children from criminals? 15. You criticize my driving every time. Too slow. Well, now I don't smile and you give me great sex. You don't yell at me anymore. I just stay in my room, right? Well, that's when I had a room. You do have a tough life. You're working and cooking and cleaning and paying all the bills, but you did refuse to learn English from me, so I put you to work. I used tough love on you so you could speak in English with our children's doctors. You have a tough life because you refuse to read the Bible with me. You refuse to go to church with me. Now I don't drive. And you bullied me to be a substitute teacher and refused to listen to my problems with those delinquents. So I got fired. You lied along with my mother in order to Baker Act me the second time. Either way, I am unemployable now. So all I do is read, learn, and teach my son. Thanks for the great sex recently. Only God can help us. Alright, so there we go. And would you believe everything is getting better, little by little? Well, her arthritis is flaring up. She's very worried and concerned about the food stamps and about not having enough money to do things. I have solutions to all of her problems, but she doesn't listen. And my mother, well, the only time my mother got active was when I told her I was going to put her in a nursing home, because if she keeps falling down on me over here, only because she's doing childish things of not going to the bathroom and using her own trash can as a place to pee on, then of course she hadn't even removed her underwear and she fell over. Oh well. Old people start doing weird things on you. They start doing childish, strange things. You know, you didn't go to the bathroom? I already told the spouse, let's switch rooms. Put mother-in-law in that bathroom. I mean, in the bedroom with the bathroom in it. But the spouse didn't want to do that. Oh well. The thing is, everything is getting better. Now they have other problems besides Daniel, like food stamps. I love it because now the kids, they don't have internet. They're practicing Tai Chi Chuan every day. We are talking. And my son doesn't like getting homework. Well, what happened is he's too intelligent. He's already done multiplication for 3 years, and finally they're teaching multiplication now, and he's bored. If you don't homeschool your children, don't teach them multiplication, because then you just teach him twice, and he'll be bored in school. Alright? I put him so far ahead in math that thinking that I could homeschool him, and this spouse didn't allow me to do that. Go read the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It will change your life. It talks about marriage and divorce and the equal distribution of the children afterwards. Alright? Equal rights after the divorce. It's a human right. But you gotta support. Well, just go read the human rights. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And I talk plenty because I have no one to talk to, one. And it says, in other books I've read, it says that you begin to get crazy or insane when you have no one to talk to. So please talk to me. Alright, you can send me an email. Now again, I only have access to the internet once a week, maybe. at this time. And if the government shutdown continues, I think the states will continue to shut down the libraries and the, who knows, maybe even the hospitals. I doubt it though. Alright, talk to you later. Enjoy your life.